Hello guys, and welcome back to Football Manager 2023, my European Journeyman adventure, where we are aiming to win the top flight league in every European nation that are in the base game. We're currently in our 7th nation, which is Slovenia. We're doing pretty well, to be fair. You can see my win percentage is actually down to 64%. It was as high as, I believe, 68, maybe 69 at most. So we're struggling a little bit in terms of that. Our win percentage is getting lower as we go along, but we can see just by the goals, 4 goals against, that we just outscore our opponents, and we've won a lot more games than we've lost. But we're here in Slovenia. We are doing pretty well. We have brought in some players as well, which we'll go over with you. We'll have a quick look through the transfer history. Now, you can see we've spent quite a lot of money this season. We've also brought quite a lot of money in. Now, the last person to leave the club in terms of finances was Kabangu. Obviously, we've already spoken about that one in the last episode. But in terms of ins, we've brought a few more in. The last one that you saw was Agoti, the Spaniard, who scored 4 goals on his debut. He's done fantastically well with 10 goals in 11 appearances. We then brought in Mohamed Obeid. You might have seen Mohamed previously. He's coming as the deep line playmaker on defend. He's got some very, very good attributes for that position. His tackling is not too bad, and he's done pretty well with a 7 rating, as you can see in his 8 starts that he's made for us so far. He's not costing us a lot of money either, and he came in on a free transfer. Next one in was another Spanish striker in German. Again, you might have seen German spoken about. You haven't seen him play for us yet, but you have seen him spoken about. He's another one who's done very, very well. 7 goals and 6 assists in his first 10 appearances. He really doesn't like big matches. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. But he's another one who's free. He's got some crazy, crazy value. So there is potential there, if it comes to that, to move him on. We have brought in a goalkeeper in Fide. I'm going to say Fide Lario. He is another Spaniard. A bit of a Spanish revolution here at Aluminij. He's conceded 7 goals in the 8 games that he's played. 4 clean sheets, which is pretty good. If we could compare him to Nikolic, which was the starting goalkeeper who we had previously, you can see he's a monster compared to him, really. Just his speed and his mentals are a little bit worse. He's slightly more eccentric as well. Younger, though. The only issue I'm going to have is Nikolic is actually listed as a first-choice goalkeeper, and he's on more than twice as much in terms of wages. But I'm pleased with him. Now, this is one that I did have pre-planned already, and I may have shown you him, £37,500 for no Dongu Tusanu. He's the new starting centre-half at the club. You can see by the squad comparison, he's actually listed as the best centre-half at the club. Another one who's had a very, very good start to life in Slovenia. Unfortunately, he is foreign. I thought when I signed him that he actually had a second nationality, which was EU-based, but no, he's just a Cameroonian. So, unfortunately, he does take up one of the foreign slots, which means that either Bartley or Villarreal do miss out in the starting lineup, because there's another foreigner here in Washington Vargas. He is the new right back at the club. He's a Uruguayan. He's had a very good start to life in Slovenia as well in his 5 appearances. He's not the greatest, but compared to the fullback who we had before, which was Lan Lieber, he is marginally better. He's better defensively, not quite as good going forward. I still think it's an improvement, but obviously it could be better. He's got a little bit of value as well. Fullbacks is a position that I perennially struggle with in Football Manager. If you watched my 22 save, my Football Manager 22 save with SS Cosmos, fullbacks were my biggest issue in that save as well. Finally, we've brought in Mario Lukman. He's on loan from Slaven Belupo. He is an inverted winger on the left-hand side, a strong right foot. Lacks consistency, but he is considered to be a first league player. He's got 5 goals and an assist in his first 5 appearances, including a debut hat-trick, which was fantastic, and he is much better than what we had on that side, which was Jure Mavric. If we just have a look, they're very, very similar, but Lukman just edges out in certain areas Again, it's another position it's a little bit funny, especially with an inverted one. But he is improving. He's only 20 years old. He's Croatian. I may look to bring him in permanently, depending on how things go. Financially, we're in a very good place with 2.9 million in the bank. Obviously, if we don't tick Slovenia off this season, I'm expecting to have a war chest next season to bring some better players in, because it's still the wages that are holding me back. You can see we're now up to £17,500 a week in wages, and I've upped this budget. I've nearly doubled this budget this season, but it is the amount of money that I can offer a player per week that is holding us back. In terms of when you were last with us, though, yeah, it was a comfortable win over Radomile, Agote's debut, where he got 4 goals, which was fantastic. We then took on Domajali in the next game. Agote again got on the score sheet. We definitely didn't deserve to win this game. They missed a penalty in the 66th minute. They had the massive XG. They had the more shots, the more on target. We were poor, really. Nikolic sort of did us a favour here. He's obviously saved that penalty. And Agote popped up with his 5th goal in just 2 appearances for us to secure a 1-0 win, a smash and grab. Dinamo Tbilisi beaten 3-2 in the Europa Conference League. We were then lost 4-3 to Mura in the league, rather disappointingly. It was just one of those games. Mura probably just about edged it in terms of XG again. But it was heading for a draw until the 95th minute, and it was heartbreaking. It really was. Yuri Mavric, Agote again, and Jaman with the goals for us. Zelkovic with 2 for them. Alic as well, and then Krижnik with the goal in the 95th minute. And it was absolutely devastating, especially as we'd scored the 3 past Mura. Mura had done pretty well this season as well. Thankfully, we bounced back straight away with a win. It was us who left it fairly late this time, but it was a game. It was another really close game, and it's just the story of our season. We're having a lot of very close games. Thankfully, though, we are edging most of them out. Zizmund, Agote and Bartley with the goals in this one, before Strojkal and Gorenk with the goals for Bravo. Another draw in Europe. We haven't done very well in Europe, let's be honest, not in the group stage. We have picked up 2 draws in our last 2 games, though, which have helped us financially a little bit. Banik Ostrava, 2-2 there. Olympia, disappointing defeat at home. Again, it was another one of those very, very close games, which unfortunately this time they just edged. Some poor performances like Jaman, Tim Sebek in the centre of defence as well. Tiredness getting the better of Reuter and Stojanovic, but it was another one of those really, really close games, and this time we didn't come out on top. We then took on Maribor, 3-3. I was quite pleased with the draw, especially as they absolutely battered us the entire game. Joel Vega Low, Janez Horvat and Ivica Kolaric with the goals for Maribor. And that was after Jaman had put us 1-0 up in the 6th minute. But Jaman scored again and Agote got 1, so the 2 Spaniards combined well up top. But we only had the 3 shots on target in the entire game, and we scored both of them, which was... all 3 of them, which was quite pleasing. But we gave up 33 shots to Maribor. It was not a good performance by the boys, but thankfully we scraped a point out of it. And then we've had 2 wins in a row in the friendlies for the winter break. But we've come back and we've bounced back with a nice little winning streak. A 3-0 win over Mura. Mario Lukman on his debut with 3 goals. A game which we did deserve to win. We only gave up 1 shot against our goal. Koper were next. A 2-1 win in this one. Jaman and a Klida Villarreal penalty. Jurisic with the goal for Koper. But again, we've come back after the winter break and we've started dominating a bit more. Radomile currently find themselves bottom of the league, I believe. A 2-0 win this time. Lukman and Nathan Bartley with the goals in this one. Gorica, this was a little bit closer than I would have liked, especially against a team who was struggling down at the bottom. They probably outperformed us in terms of goals, but we scraped the 1-0 win with Mario Lukman in the 35th minute. Fortunate to win that one. And then Tabor Shazanza, the newly promoted side. Again, it was another close game, a very, very close game. XGs are almost identical, but Jaman scored the goal in the first minute of the game. and that was all there was to it. It was another one of those very, very close games. So where that leaves us in the league is second place. We're 2 points behind Maribor. 2 points behind Maribor. They've got a much better goal difference than us, though. We've pulled clear of Copa and Olympia. The fight is now with Maribor, and the games against Maribor are going to be all important as to whether we can knock Slovenia off this season. We couldn't. I wish we capitalised on their poor season early form. 2 losses in a row there, a draw. So they've had 4 games there where they've picked up 2 points out of a possible 12. That was our chance. That was one of those was against us actually, but that was our chance against Maribor. And if we don't win it this season, then that's probably what's going to cost us. Look, they've dropped another 4 points there again against us. But they've hit some form lately in the league as well. Today, though, guys, we are taking on Olympia. We are away from home. They're 4th place. Chance for them to close the gap to the top 2. Maribor themselves are away to Mura, so hopefully Mura can do us a favour. That'll be nice. But the lineup that we're going to go with for today is going to be Lario in goal. It's then going to be Vargas, Reuter, Dongu, Tasanu, and Begic as the left back. I believe Stojanovic. We're not having Begic in there. We're having Stojanovic. He's much better than much better than Begic. 2 in midfield is going to be Obeid and Villarreal. It's then going to be Lukman on the left hand side, Marin Mavric on the right hand side. His contract does expire this summer, but he only wants to sign if he's considered as an important player. Now I think I can do much better than Marin Mavric. So I want to sign him as a squad player, but he won't do it. Although he's got so many pros, good player, he's consistent. I don't know whether just to give it to him or not. He has performed really, really well as well. And then the 2 up top is the 2 Spaniards in Agote, and it's going to be German as well. Hopefully we can pick this up, this win against Olympia. Hopefully Mura can do us a favour against Maribor. But the all-important games this season, guys, they really are going to be Maribor, depending on how quickly we get out of Slovenia, whether it's this season or whether we're here next season. And we move on to Slovakia, and we're underway. Still inside the first 10 minutes, it's going to be Stojanovic with a throw-in. Finds Lukman, the man on loan. Finds Agote. Villarreal on the edge of the area. Can he get an effort away? It's curling towards that top corner. It's just too high, though, unfortunately, and it's gone harmlessly over the bar. Good effort there from Villarreal, though. Gravala with the free kick for Olympia. Goes deep. Donga Tusanu has jumped underneath it. Mavric gets in there, gets his foot in. The ball's still with Chet, though. In towards Jelic. The referee's going to give a penalty there. It looked like Villarreal got the ball, and he's chasing the referee, telling him that it looked like a clean tackle to me. I'm going to get the obligatory VAR check. I swear that VAR sponsor Football Manager sometimes. But it is a penalty, and it's going to be Chet to take it against Lario. He sent him the wrong way, and Olympia lead 1-0 in the 20th minute. Not the best of starts for Aluminij, unfortunately. Can we reply straight away? Straight from the kickoff. Obeid finds Dong Tusanu. Stojanovic into Villarreal, the man who gave away the penalty. Agote's got Lukman ahead of him. It's not the best of balls, though, but Lukman's won it back. Lukman! Good save by Knez. In goal. Lukman was in there, and he's had a fantastic start to his career here in Slovenia. Mavric is going to whip this in, though, towards Dong Tusanu. Headed clear, though, by Kastelic. Now Vargas. And Football Manager says, no, sorry, you've had enough. Right, Stojanovic, 32 on the clock, finds Obeid. He's tackled, though, by Jelic. Finds Chet, the goal scorer. Back to Jelic again. Nice little 1-2 there, and Jelic is in. He's chipped it over the bar. Thankfully for us, I can't see us coming back from 2-0 down, which is exactly what Mura have got to do, because Maribor are 2-0 up away from home. They've scored 2 goals in quick succession there. And as things stand, Maribor are extending their lead at the top to 5 points unless we can turn this around. And it's Stojanovic finding Villarreal. Stojanovic again at Dong Tusanu. Obeid, Villarreal. He's tackled, though. But Obeid picks up the loose ball. Why is he looking backwards? Go forwards, man. Villarreal, Lukman. Good ball forwards to Agote. He's got German in support. Agote goes himself, rattled the post, but German's there with the follow-up. The 2 Spaniards there up top. I thought that Agote could have squared that to German, to be honest. but he's fired it in left-footed off the post. Good build-up play in the end. Good build-up play in the end. I was criticising Abade for just looking backwards there. But Germain, good anticipation to get himself on the end of that. And we have levelled the game right on the stroke of half-time. It's all to play for in the second half. And we have been the better team, like my assistant says. Straight back out into a highlight, though. And it's Zavanovic finding Kostelic. Looking forward in to the midfield. They've gone long over the top. Chet doesn't get there. Vargas clears it. Balazic with the ball back forward to Chet, though, and he's gone over the bar. Chet is one of those players who, again, always scores against us. There's a couple of them in this division who always find the net against us, and like there was in Finland as well. Right, 20 minutes remaining. We've made a double substitution. It's going to get really, really confusing because we've now got three players called Maverick on the pitch. One of them's just scored. Marin Maverick with a fantastic free kick from about, what's that, 25 yards that he scored that from. 28 yards, 30 yards, looking at where the 10-yard line is for the wall. What a free kick that is. Just as I was saying, it's going to get confusing with the Mavericks on the pitch. One of them pops up with an absolute cracker. And we've taken the lead. We've come from behind to take the lead, 2-1. Unfortunately, Maribor are winning, but we are keeping that gap as things stand to just the 2 points. So we're still in with a shout. Copa are drawing as well, so we've extended our lead to third place in the table. It's fast becoming a two-horse race for the title between the dominant team here in Slovenia against the underdogs in Aluminij. 2 points the gap, though. Goal difference, they've almost doubled us now, unfortunately, which is not great if it comes down to it, but that's a fantastic win from behind by the boys in red, the Aluminij players. It's the goals against that's let us down in terms of the goal difference. We've only scored 2 less than Maribor, but again, we've got one of the worst defences in the league. There's only 3 teams conceded more than us, and they're the bottom 3. Great win, though. Absolutely fantastic win. We are now 2/3 of the way through the season. I'm actually slightly over 2/3 of the way through the season, just by the one game. But I wanted to play a team who were a top 4 team, but Olympia are in a little bit of poor form, and they need to watch the back for Mura, and though Mura did just get thumped by Maribor. So obviously we're going to come back last day of the season. It's against Domajali. We'll see how we get on. I've only got Maribor left to play once. That game there could, in fact, be the title decider. But we'll have to see how it goes. But guys, thank you, as always, for being here, for watching, for cheering Aluminij on, the underdogs in the league. And I'll see you all next time. Please do remember to hit that thumbs up button, though. Hit that like button. It does help me out, and it doesn't cost you anything to do, So do us a favour and just do it for us. Cheers, guys, and I'll see you all next time.